This is FSD Supervised 12.3.6, and the profile is currently set to average. This is going to be the drive to Lakeland and back loop. I don't expect much to have changed. It does look like 12.3.6 brings the new high fidelity park assist to ultrasonic enabled vehicles, of which this is one of them. So when I get to the destination, the last time I recorded the video I did an auto park. I'll include that in this one. And it looks like what they've done, since I'm at a red light, is they made it a toggle. So you can flip between standard and Tesla Vision. Tesla Vision is the high fidelity park assist, and then standard is where you just get the ultrasonics. And I'll demonstrate that better when we get to the destination. As usual, flip through the bookmarks below or just run the video back at twice the speed. I got the update an hour ago, 2 hours ago, so this will be pretty fresh. Why didn't I get my green? That's not nice. I was here first. There's a leaf. Speed select enabled, and then I guess we'll just keep an eye on it when we get to the highway and see what happens there. This route is pretty clean cut and dry. The only thing that typically is a coin toss is on the way back, whether or not it tries to take the stupid route that was shown in the last video I did. But when I get to the destination, I'll do two different auto park attempts, one with Tesla Vision, which is what's enabled, and then one without, just so we can see what the differences are between the two, which I imagine it's literally going to be either the experience that was shown in the last video or the experience that the non-ultrasonic folks are currently experiencing. I used it to back out of my garage, and it was interesting because it said stop while I was trying to back out of the garage, and it's because it could see the garage door lip above the car. So it does try to put things in a three-dimensional view to some interesting results. So this intersection is always a little bit weird. I say good because I wanted it to... That's interesting. Because I wanted it to stay in this lane. But it's always a coin toss when you're crossing that intersection as to whether or not the vehicle is going... Not this vehicle, but like people in general. Whether they're going to stay in this lane or whether they're going to change into the adjacent lane going through the intersection, which means the folks next to you... same thing. So you could run into a situation where both lanes are trying to go into the middle lane. And what I typically try and do is, whichever lane I'm in, I go to the outer lane until I'm across and then figure out what everyone else is doing, and then figure out when to get into the middle lane. I don't like the intersection. I feel like going from 2 to 3 just leaves too much room for stupidity. Some light braking for the yellow light, or the blinking yellow. Not as severe as it was, but technically still there. When I get to about here, normally we see a toll booth warning. We'll see if it pops up this time. Yep, it blinked. That whoop whoop was because I was staring at the screen when the toll booth warning popped up. So I don't think that counts against me for counts towards strikes and whatnot. Because some of those audibles count and some of them don't. So now we have flipped stacks. The common belief is that once you're on the highway, it flips to the version 11 stack, so the auto speed limit went away. This is technically a construction zone, so it's going to get me down to about 67 miles here, because I'm at a 14% offset. Because I'm recording the video, I'm going to leave it alone. If I was manually driving, I would be ramping it up to 80 miles an hour, mainly because that's what traffic around me typically tries to do. It's important to stay with the flow and not be an obstruction. But we'll just let it hang on today. It on your own. Good call. I still wouldn't do that. So I wouldn't have done that because in 0.3 miles or so, the car is going to realize it doesn't want to be in this lane and it needs to get over. Once we get in front of this white van, it should realize it needs to cut over. Miles. Lane change should be right about now. We're going to end up cutting off the same car all over again. So there's braking because it knows it needs to get behind this red car that it cut off earlier. no traffic behind me, but there is traffic on the side here. Tons of it. So historically, in the last couple of videos, it tries to change lanes as I'm going up and over, and then it changes its mind. I don't know if it's going to do the same. There's the signal, and there's the abort. So it didn't half lane change, but there's also traffic around me, which may have helped to contain it. So I'm not going to call that fixed, but I definitely think the lane changing wonkiness did not last as long as it did last time. But I still perceive that to be a problem. The map tip for this intersection is still wrong, which leads me to believe the target problem would still exist if I were to do that video. We are maintaining our lane properly. That's good. We don't want to get into that lane. That lane ends. This is a pointless lane change. And that's an issue that I've seen with 12.3 so far, is it has a preference for merge lanes. I'm going to let it go all the way. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. I wonder where they put the cones up. So with Tesla Vision, we can see all the parking spaces that are available to us. And if we flip, oh, it seems to remain on standard as well. Interesting. I would have expected it to go away. Alright, so let's pick this one. I will do this one. Nice. I shouldn't have been flipping back and forth with it, but here we see if I do standard, it's showing me all of the available spaces. If I do Tesla Vision, it shows me the lines. But it looks like once the parking has started, even if you're flipping between the two, it'll stay in whichever one you picked last, which is probably ideal. So we're going to do that again. This time we're going to start with standard. we'll pick this one. Nope, that just goes straight to the fancy park assist. It's not bad though. I am not centered, but you know, I've seen some humans do a lot worse. It's nice though. Interesting. I've certainly seen worse. So we'll do one more. I think I just picked the same space as last time. So it's not faster than me, but as I understand it, that will get faster over time. So it's not bad. I don't want to do that. I did that last time and I don't like that. Okay. So we will do this. And I'm going to turn that back on because I kind of like having it. Alright, and let's see what we get. Oh, you know what those cones are there for? They put down fresh asphalt. That's what those are there for. They don't want people mucking up their asphalt. So there is a car coming from the left. Several cars now. Whole string of them we gotta wait for. No, you gotta wait. There's another car coming from the right. And then one red truck and we're good to go. There we go. Come on, baby. I had my hand off the wheel, that's why the blue thing popped up. flash was because, again, my hand was off the wheel. So while we're at the red light, the objective here is... Crap. Is this frontage? I forget what the name of this road is. I'm suddenly having a brain fart. But this one is 570. And we need to cross from Harden to 570 and get on the ramp. Left to right traffic is 2 lanes. The lane I'm going to be in is a 3rd lane, and I need to cut across all the way. Since the release of 12.3, this has worked fine, but the last 2 times I've gone through, it was with a green light, so there wasn't much adversarial traffic, I guess is what the nomenclature would be. So it wasn't really a complicated maneuver. Green light again. So I don't expect any issues on this one. I guess if I hit the other light red, I will always get this one green. But that's fine. So now I need to cut all the way across. Beautiful. Now what's going to happen here, unfortunately, is it's going to try and stay at 25 miles an hour. And there is somebody behind me. It's going to punch it up to 65. It sees the 25 mile an hour sign here. And it's going to try and stay at 25 miles an hour all the way to the end of the on-ramp, which is generally stupid. So there's my 65 miles an hour. So that needs to be fixed. Normally, I would floor it. Well, I wouldn't floor it, but I would hit the accelerator and override it. But for the purposes of the video, it's to try and show the ugliness, right? This is what it looks like if there was no human behind the wheel, kind of thing. So it's not a perfect solution, but it gets there. Regarding the auto park stuff, I'm going to say the folks at the ultrasonics get the best of both worlds. It does look like the auto park function has been cut over to the high fidelity park assist, so it's all Tesla Vision only if you're telling it to do auto park. It looks like even if you pick standard, it'll still flip to the vision stack to do the auto parking itself. So in theory, if you left the car on standard, you would have the use of your ultrasonics at all times. And then if you wanted to turn on the high fidelity park assist, you totally can. Nothing's stopping you from doing that. And you can easily bounce between the two as you see fit until you do the auto park, at which point it cuts over to vision only. Honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm leaving it on the high fidelity park assist for now because when I get home, I want to see how it interacts with my garage. Not that that matters much. I've been parking in and out of that garage for over 5 years now, so I kind of know how I need to line up for it. But it's like I've got painter's tape lines down and all that stuff, and I just kind of want to see how it works. Before I started the route, I did intentionally choose Interstate 4. The last time I recorded the video, I wasn't paying attention and it got off at this exit. And I hate when it does that because it ends up putting you in a position where you have to do cross a bunch of traffic and do a short lane change. A bunch of stupid stuff that I don't like. It's not worth it. And a lot of that stems from how Tesla does its routing, which is, for lack of better phrasing, it tries to go for what it considers to be the most efficient route, right? So if it's going to route you from point A to point B, it wants you to not spend as much time at traffic lights. It'll show a preference to stop signs, but only where left turns are not really required. Things of that nature. Unless going that direction is really the best option. Otherwise, you tend to have to force it to do some of the other routes and stuff. So the reason it chooses that dumb route is because it technically saves one traffic light. Where instead of going across the street to the next traffic light and then turning left, it turns left at the first traffic light and then it takes you to a stop sign and then it tries to route you that way. Which, most of the time I'm kind of okay with that kind of routing stuff, but in this instance, you're really shortchanging yourself and it's not worth the benefit. I mean, if you can pull it off and there is no traffic, great. But the probability of that during the day is very low. You know, I've done that maneuver twice now, and it's literally a coin flip. Maybe you'll go through there and it's fine. Maybe you'll go through there and the car is going to try and do some stupid shit. So... so long to change lanes. actually might start doing for these lesser releases is on the return trip from Lakeland, I might change the route periodically, because each route has different things. There were 3 routes on that screen. This is one of them. The other route was shown last week, or not last week, but the video before this one. And then the video before that was also the same route, but then there's another route that I can take that has a roundabout in it, and then some unmarked lanes. And what I might do is just kind of cycle through them going forward. It's not perfect, because some people want to see the same thing over and over again to make sure that the inconsistencies or consistencies are there and all that stuff, but I mean, stuff changes. Sometimes you just want to see the different stuff. So, I don't know. Oop, didn't like that. So it should have stayed in the left lane. And I guess because this truck in front of me went straight into this lane, the car decided to do what the truck did, which in this case it really shouldn't have done. Some brake pulsing for the blinking yellow, not as prevalent as it has been in the past, but still there. So yeah, as a whole, not much has changed from 12.3.4. It looks like the only thing 12.3.6 is adding is the vision-based park assist, which honestly, I see that as a win. It did feel like it was going to hit the cones at the destination that we were driving to, which I attribute to the fact that they were non-standard cones. They were the little short and stubby cones. Obviously, it still shouldn't have done that, but, you know, it is what it is. Normally that obstruction isn't there, but again, that's also one of those things where it's like, well, you gotta account for the unknown, which is true. So no interventions going there, despite the fact that there were a couple of traffic errors, navigation errors. There was the lane change it did going out of the toll booth towards Harden, and then there was the lane change passing the target where it went into the merge lane, which that is new, and it should not have done that. Coming back, 0 disengagements, 0 interventions, 0 shenanigans, right? Correct, yeah. So yeah, good stuff. And the park assist, I made my comments earlier in the video. Just look at the bookmarks for where I made those. Yeah, thanks for watching.